There are rumors and stories that Ripple is working hard to make RLUSD the first stablecoin in the world that is ISO compliant, which means it follows the new rules. If financial institutions use their blockchain infrastructure to start stablecoins and other products, this could strengthen Ripple's position around the world. We will also look at some details about Ripple's relationships and think about what they might mean to adopt in the following years. And I know a lot about Ripple and XRP as well. Brad Garlinghouse also has something to say about the blue chip grades for RLUSD. Let's begin. Smoke put this out there. There will be rules that all safe coins must follow. With more data fields, faster transfer speeds, and new tools for compliance, fraud detection, and fraud prevention, ISO 2022 will bring interbank payments on the SWIFT network up to date. For payments, it will change the ISO codes to match, which will work for cryptocurrencies like CBC and maybe even CBDCs, and this is written down. Now that I've given you this information, please look it over again to see if there's anything else we are missing. In fact, this is very interesting. Take a look at this. Recent news stories say that Ripple and his partners are working hard to make RLUSD the first stablecoin that fully follows ISO 2022. According to this, RLUSD was created from the start to work well with both old and new payment methods that use ISO 2022. The idea behind RLUSD is that banks and other institutions will find it easy to accept this new global financial standard. For example, RippleNet, which supports RLUSD as a payment system, is already ISO compliant, which makes RLUSD more secure. Compliance is seen as a way for institutions to gain a competitive edge when they adopt cross-border settlement. We now know that RippleNet and on-demand funding are being used by banks and other businesses like Bank of America. The tech would be fun for them and easy to understand. There are 83 titles. Bank of America has something to do with XRP and Ripple. This is where you start to really understand that if the sixth biggest bank in the world can use Ripple's infrastructure, then anyone else can too. In fact, this makes Ripple feel even better about the future, especially if they can get the national banking charter they've been trying to get. A few groups are trying to stop Ripple and Circle from becoming banks, but I think they will get there in the end. Following the Trump government, the OCC is now more open to cryptocurrencies. I don't think it would be a good idea for the OCC to stop crypto companies from becoming publicly chartered banks, which they already have all the paperwork to do, and the support and knowledge from the institutions to do so. I believe that the OCC will let them stay here. This most likely won't happen until 2026, but I'll keep my eyes, ears, and everything else open for you. Other big stablecoins that work with ISO knows and talks about XLM. XLM also follows ISO standards, so they may have some technology they want to use. It's not clear that most big stablecoins like USDT, USDC, and DAI are ISO 2002 compliant. As of now, blockchain payment networks like Ripple and Stellar are more likely to be ISO 2022 compatible. Stablecoins are often built on top of them, not as stablecoins themselves. Is there any link between any of this and, say, USDC or USET? Not even close. You start to wonder if this will be the thing that makes Ripple stand out. So, if a bank wants to set up a stablecoin system, Ripple has an ISO-compliant stablecoin that Circles might not have. This would give Ripple an advantage. That sounds like what they're talking about. Brad Garlinghouse finally said something about the blue chip grades. When this came out last week, we made a movie about it. Many people think that RLUSD is the safest and most reliable stablecoin on the market. Blue chip is a scoring company. For myself, I would be scared about that. This person who knows a lot about Ripple says that XRP at 500 doesn't seem crazy when you look at its other links. Look at all these people who want to work with Ripple. If money flows into XRP, LUSD are the real deal and the future of digital money, they will be in charge and nothing can stop them. So when you look at some of these big institutions around the world, you can see that they have worked with Ripple in some way, either directly or indirectly. Yes, I did throw these pictures into confusion to see if there was anything else we could talk about. Does talk about this and its partners, which include big names like Bank of America, Santander, Standard Chartered, American Express, UBS, and most recently BNY Mellon. BNY Mellon is in charge of $53 trillion in assets. Ripple and BNY Mellon have been working together for a while to improve both of their systems. It's crazy to think that some of that value is real, moving things across the XRP record. That's pretty much the goal we're going for here. The Western financial system is not the only place where new technologies are being used. In the UAE, Singapore, and India, institutions and central banks are working hard to connect RippleNet and XRP so that money can move across borders and liquidity is managed. One of the most recent big steps was forming a relationship with BNY Mellon, which is the oldest U.S. bank to hold Ripple's RLUSD reserves. Real estate tokenization is growing in Dubai, and blockchain-based solutions are being introduced. Do not forget that the real estate market is worth $330 trillion. That worth will show up on chain in the end. If we can get even a small part of that over the next few years, it could have a huge effect on the price. Buying brokerages and clearing services will help the XRP system work better with FX and post-trade services. How come banks need Ripple this way? Traditional cross-border payments, which are handled by systems like SWIFT, are often slow, expensive, and need accounts in many countries to be funded ahead of time. This is fixed by RippleNet and XRP, which get rid of the need for pre-funded Nostra Vostra accounts through real-time settlement using XRP as a bridge currency. This lowers transaction costs and raises openness through entries in a blockchain-based ledger. Financial companies to offer global payment services that are faster, cheaper, and safer. Talk about Ripple's on-demand liquidity, stablecoins, tokenized assets, and how they work with other financial goods. Don't forget that we just got the EVM sidechain. 80 different chains can now move assets and things to the XRP system. This feature can also be used with EVM. For years, people have been building on Solana or Ethereum. Now they can move their projects to the XRP system. In the past few months, the XRP system has grown a lot, and I think this will only continue to grow over the next few years. XBull and XFinanceBull says that banks are coming to Ripple instead of Ripple going after them. You will not be asked for permission when the old system is rewired to XRP. Tough times are coming. Are you ready for the reset? Ripple is the technology that makes global payments possible. It takes a long time to talk about typical cross-border payments. Ripple's solution to this blockchain technology is broken up. As you look at some of Ripple's partners, you can tell they are the real deal. This, which Riz put out, is the simplest case for XRP's growth that no one is talking about. Prices are too high for stores to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is worth $155,000 and Ethereum is worth $3,000. What is the next best thing that people or businesses could buy? Since EXRP is still only 3, it's cheap for everyone who wants to get into this market in the next few years. Take a look. Are you going to spend $115,000 on a Bitcoin or $30,000 on XRP in 5 or not at all? I'm not a business coach. I am just writing about Ripple and XRP. This is just my view, but that's what I'm counting on. Using a bank to hope for? I'm crossing my fingers, you know. Bank of America is also going to make a stable coin. This is what I just made a movie about. It's likely to come out the same day as this movie. Go watch that video if you haven't already. But I found all the links and told you everything you need to know about Ripple and Bank of America. It's easy to find. There are many things there. Citadel, JP Morgan Chase, and Citibank are all building on Ethereum. They are working with the network for controlled liability. The people at Goldman Sachs are making their own technology. All of these large businesses and banks, these companies need to build infrastructure, and they'll have to get caught up very quickly if they haven't already. Why do you use a Ripple, Circle, or Firebox? Because they can give you services and facilities that you would need years to set up on your own. This is where the real value of Ripple and XRP will shine through. Remember that the price of XRP at $3 is still just a guess. We have no idea where this is leading us or where it will end. We believe and have high hopes, but we still don't know how fast value will come on chain. Is it going to be as easy as snapping your fingers or as complicated as flipping a switch? In the United States, stablecoin regulation and digital currency regulation are at the top of the list for all of these things. Some of these steps are already being taken by you guys around the world. It's going to be a great few years and months ahead. Don't leave me. I'll keep you up to date. Thank you for being here. If you want to learn about money, don't watch this video. This is only meant to be entertaining. That's not what I do for a living. Please get help with your money if you need it. Come back to the movie.